Hey guys, okay, so we're gonna try and create this effect. This is using a plugin called Real Motion Blur, but if you don't have that plugin, I'm also going to try and do a version with the built-in motion blur from After Effects, which you can see here. So let's try this. Okay, cheers. What is up, guys? So we're gonna do a little project today, something quite cool. We're gonna start in what is this called? Illustrator, and we're going to type the name something. So imagine everything. Okay. From there we can do whatever we want with it. Let's just make it bigger for ourselves. Not important, but we can see it. There we go. And I'm going to right click and say create outlines. Boom. So now that we've got outlines, we can select it, and I'm going to say Control C. I'm going to copy it. Once I've got that, I can go into Maya. This is Maya 2017, and I can say something, create SVG. Boom. Comes up with this little icon, and then if I click in the SVG one here, I can just say paste and click paste. Boom. And there we go. It's giving me these cool words. It's awesome. Okay, from there we can go to SVG geometry, and we can just start going mesh settings, and we can start putting up your curve resolution. You can do your distance. Let's see, boom, boom, okay. Alright, I'm going to leave that on 0.2 for now. Deformation mesh, okay, we can click on that. This just makes it so what I've noticed, if I don't have this on and I render, let's just put on Arnold render view. Okay, there's going to be nothing there. Let me just put in a light, a sky dome. Okay, so I can see imagine everything, and you can see there's a couple of mesh mishaps there. Sometimes you'll see an entire letter being it's showing over here that it's hollow, but over here it won't be hollow. A way to fix that is if you click on the thingamabobby and you say deform mesh, you'll see that it cleans up your mesh quite nicely. Okay, it kind of makes it ready for render. So I guess that's pretty much all I really want to do at this point. You can do your bevels. Let's see, inner bevel, and you can enable your bevel, and you can do whatever you want with that. But we're not going to be using that for now. And also, I'm going to flatten this. Boom, because we want to make something cool. Okay. So once I've got my writing, there it is. It's one piece. And in this it gives you an animation option, which I love. Let's see here, if I go through to animation, I can animate something. So animate, and I can say rotate. So if I do rotate, you can see it's rotating like that way, which is cool. This is what I want. So I'm going to set a key at 1. Actually, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Boom. I'm going to flatten this even more because I want it really flat, and I'm going to set a key there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to set this to 0, so we get nothing. Brilliant. Set key. So we get nothing. Let's try that again. So, oh man. So what happened? What happened? Okay, it's because I what is it called? I flattened it, I'm sure. So that's something cool to know. So let's try that again. 90, set key, go to about 6, and set that back to 0, and nothing. Wow, that doesn't work. It does work. It does work. Okay. So because it's got a nice little offset here in your animations, this is really cool. I've got a delay frame, so if I bring this up smaller, you can see it all. Okay, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So once we've got something like that, we can just put it in the way that we want it, and I'm not even going to render this out. I'm going to go into render viewport 2. I'm going to go into the viewport 2 options, and I'm going to put an aliasing, multi-sampling, and I'm going to put this all the way up. Alright, and that's pretty much all I need. Okay, I'll hide the grid, and I'm just going to play this and see what it looks like. Okay, once I've got that, I am going to batch render this thing using hardware. I'm going to set my files using a, let's see, just a TIFF. I'm going to call it imagine text, and let's go down here. I'm going to say name extension, so it's multiple frames, and I'm going to just do 30 frames. You know what, let's just go to 70 frames, so we've got a nice hold on it. Okay, 70, boom. And what else? Applied transforms, we don't care about anything. Perspective, yes, we're going to do this HD 1080, and that's pretty much all we need to do. That's it. Hardware, we've put on our anti-aliasing, that's the important one, so it comes out quite smooth, and that's all we need to do. So once you're there, then you can say file, set project, and you're going to put this into your whatever folder you want. I've already done that, so I'm going to just put this where I want it, something like that, and I'm going to hit hold down my spacebar, render, batch render, boom, and you'll see this goes lightning fast. I can close my Arnold viewport. So results rendering with Maya, there we go. Let's see how fast this goes. Boom, 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 and it is rendered. Wow, okay. So from there, we're going to jump into After Effects, and I'm going to say new composition, which is down here. I'm going to call this Imagine Tut. 24 frames, we're all good. Okay, let's change this to 25 frames, and hit OK. Boom. Now I'm going to file, import file, and I'm going to go get my renders right here, and I'm going to import the sequence. I'm going to say pre-multiplied because it has an alpha, and I'm going to right click, interpret footage main, and just hit that to 25. Boom, boom, and I'm good. So if I bring this in now, and we're good. I'm going to bring this down here, and let's just stretch this out. Okay. So what can we do with this? Well, I want to add a hell of a lot of motion blur to this. So let's just try that very quickly. Okay, I'm going to right click, and I use revision plugins, and it's real smart motion blur. Okay, we'll try this first, and then we'll see what we can do if it's not if we can do this with a built-in motion blur. So but for this, I'm going to put the motion blur right up so it looks odd, something like that, and all the way up like that. And for this, you start getting some really cool effects that you can start messing around with motion blur with, which I love this kind of stuff. It's cool. You can get really fast results if you know what you're doing, or if you mess around with a couple of these plugins and stuff. It's awesome. It's really cool. So look at this. It looks like kind of like a blah 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 ghosty thing or something. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Wicked. It's awesome. So we can start this. We can put a thingamabobby around this. What are they called? A mask. We can reverse that mask. Let's reverse it, invert it, and we can just slide it as we see fit. So those two, I'm going to make a mask path, and let's see where oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, so from there we need to be here. Boom. I'm going to switch off the motion blur for now, so I can just see what we're doing. It's about there, and we're done. Okay. So you need to get it accurately, I guess. Let's just see how that works, shall we? Let's put a bit of a feather on that, and let's see how that pans out. So put the motion blur back on. Let me go let the dog out. Dog hath been left out. Let's have a little bit of coffee. So loving this kind of wobbly. It's motion blur. You've cranked it all the way up. It doesn't quite know how to solve it, so it gives you these weird shapes and lines, which I really love. I think it's awesome. It adds cool things to your work. So, okay, let's see how this turned out. Come on, come on. Yes, thank you. Awesome. You see that? So that's just a really quick tutorial on how you can do cool little things like this. It's really cool. So this is what we'll be creating. It's a very quick tutorial using Illustrator, Maya, and After Effects, and real motion blur. We're going to try do it though using an in blur as well, a blur built into After Effects. Okay, so let's try it the other way. Let's switch off this so we get that. Woo. And let's do motion blur, CC4 motion. I don't know which one to use here. Okay, let's try this one. And let's see what that does. Nothing. Lift that up. Should I put that one in? Shut that one down. And there we go. Okay, so shutter angle. And if we do this all the way up, oh Lord. You don't really get it with this one though. You don't really get it with this one. Let's see what you do get though. Okay, first of all, it's taken away the mask. But, okay. There's obviously a way we can redo the mask. It's fine. But this is using pixel motion blur. So, I mean, it's a different variation, I guess. It's a different look. It's a different feel. Could be quite cool. Let's see. That's cool. Okay, so that's all right too. Boom. So it's just a quick tutorial on how to use different things, how to look at different things, and see what you can do. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you guys again soon.